Hello.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I love when people come on. They just so bright and vibrant and happy. It just gives me energy. Thank you for
Yes,
that. Thank you for that.
the 25-cent word I like to use to describe myself when I'm in that mode is ebullient.
Ebullient. Mmm.
Yes. It
She
means
just gave
bright
us
and
new words.
sparkly and peppy and
Yes, I can see that from the pictures. All the pictures I be seeing on your profile and everything. And speaking about pictures, okay, we rip the runway at the Exoticas now. That what we do?
yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I
Tell me.
yes. So I walked the runway in the BBW Fashion Shows in both the Chicago and Miami Exoticas, and I will be
Mhm.
doing it again in New Jersey. That is on the 22nd and 23rd of this
Mhm.
month, and I will also be walking the runway in the DC Exoticas as well.
Oh my God. So we can add fashion model to
Yes.
accolades.
Yes,
So
and
I,
my publicist wants me to model sportswear too. She says I could see you in the Lululemon catalog, so we'll see about that one.
oh my God. She's manifesting making big moves. So how did you get pulled into that? Into doing the fashion show?
I will do anything that will get my face and my ass out there, basically, because the fashion shows are lingerie fashion shows, and
Mhm.
was just lingerie, like dance wear. Like the outfits that they gave me literally had my ass hanging out. Like they just had straps crisscrossing my back and framing my butt and going under my butt and scooping underneath it. And then in the other three fashion shows, we're showing off these thigh highs called Kixies that Platinum
Okay.
Pussy sells, which are the best thigh highs I've ever tried. Like they actually go up over my thigh meat and they stay up
Mhm.
like all day. Like I can walk around the show
Yeah,
floor
because
all
that's
day with those
I be
on.
hating thigh highs that like you pull them up and then they be just like folding, rolling, and by the end of the
Yeah,
scene, that that's around your ankle. It's just like
yeah,
just kill.
yeah. Thigh highs are nuts when you have thigh meat.
Mm,
I'm sure that there's like girls who are thinner than me that have problems with it too, but Kixies have
mm,
like the grip that really keeps them on. So they're really nice. I love them, and they come in so many different like designs and colors and everything. Like I got some that were like, do you know what a Cuban heel is with a back seam?
yeah.
Yeah, so I got ones that were like nude with a red back seam and Cuban heel that are so cute, and then I got some fishnets as well, and I just love them. But I'm going to be
Oh,
wearing a few different outfits in the lingerie fashion. I'm going to be wearing a
mm.
spanking skirt,
Okay,
and
where's a spanking skirt? Where is a spanking skirt? You just ain't gonna say that and not explain that.
okay, do you know what? Like like in chaps, how they're assless.
Yeah.
It's a skirt, but it's assless. So there's a cutout where your butt goes. It's the
And by
same
the way, you have a
principle,
nice ass.
except you're not
I
riding a horse; you're riding a dick.
it was like I ain't got to pull the skirt up. It ain't much back there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a skirt, so when you bend over, you can see the puss. But
Mhm.
when you're wearing the skirt, your ass is literally hanging out of the skirt. And I got like a black bra to match it, so it's gonna be
Oh,
really cute.
okay.
And I think I'm gonna bring a riding crop too to kind of play with and hold between my teeth and stuff when I walk the runway.
Oh my goodness. Because I'm sorry, there's nothing sexy. There's some beautiful sexy legs and some thigh high stockings and heels. I'm sorry. You got my attention. Cross them
Well, I
legs, you
do
really
try.
got my attention. We love the big thighs. We love the big thighs, most definitely.
Yes, yes. Thick thighs save lives, right?
Oh, most definitely. So look, let me do these particulars and we can get this thing on the road, man.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone who's trying to start their own podcast career. All you have to do is app or go to anchor.fm and get a profile today. You can start recording. You can monetize those episodes and get them distributed to all the major platforms, and you can do all this for free. So go to anchor.fm or download the Anchor app and start podcasting like myself. I'm your host, Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what it is. If you want to see my porn, if you want to hear my music, if you want to follow me on social media, you can find all these links with one link. I'm talking about allmylinks.com/pornrapstar. Find me everywhere with one click. Also, we are proudly sponsored by the Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today, get yourself a profile. Find kink-minded people like yourself and even events in your area so you can continue your journey or start your journey into the life of kink. We also a proud member of the GW District Black Podcast Network. I'm talking about multiple podcasts giving you the Black perspective. Plus, here's a perspective that you didn't even think about. You can get some shopping done while you're there. I'm talking about from over 500 retailers, Black owned. We're talking about fashion, beauty, health, books, masks, jewelry, you name it, they got it. You want it, they can give it to you. I'm talking about shopgwdistrict.com. Support Black businesses, buy Black, help build a Black economy so we can create generational wealth. And last but not least, every Monday night, smoke on K97 FM, the radio station, the official radio station for the porn industry. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you get to hear me chop it up with sexy ladies like this lady. They're going to introduce herself in a second. We talk about the business of porn. So every Monday night, come catch Monday Night Smoke. Now, with that being said, I'm going to shut up and let this sexy, bubbly, beautiful lady introduce herself.
Yes, that's me. I am Curvy Mary, the BBW MILF next door, and I am joined next to me with my boyfriend, 718 Burke. He can say hi, but he doesn't want to be part of the interview. He's been with you before, though.
Yeah. How you doing, Bert? No need to be quiet, buddy. The fans like you. They love you.
No, I'm doing good. I'm just telling them I'm not trying to hijack your interview. Like, this is about you.
I feel you, my brother. Hey, where you doing? And everybody, go back and listen to his interview as well as his episode. Trust me, he be dropping some real knowledge, man. Some real knowledge. But this is about Curvy Mary.
Yeah,
so with that being said, how did you start in this business? How you get in it?
Well, I started doing Onlyfans in June of 2020, back when I was in my old corporate life, and my income just tanked because of COVID. So I was like, a lot of people are making money on Onlyfans. I might try it out. And then 2 months later, I was doing hardcore porn.
Oh, gosh. That was a quick transition. Okay, then, so what you were first doing? So what you were first doing on OnlyFans before you did hardcore?
I was doing solo stuff primarily. I was about to start doing girl stuff. And then, I had one girl that I'd found locally who was, going to do girl stuff with me. And then I started doing the hardcore, and then I left my husband. And
damn,
the rest is history.
She did hardcore porn and said goodbye to the marriage. Okay.
Well, it wasn't because of the porn, but
it
definitely helped speed up the leaving process.
Yeah. Well, why did it help speed up the leaving process? I just got to ask that.
Because I saw that there was, more to me, and that, our values didn't align, and that there were people out there who were interested in me other than him, and that, I could do better, basically, because he was not.
Yeah. Because it seemed like when a lot of ladies that I've talked to, once they leave their first marriage, it's like they become more sexually free. They know themselves more in many ways.
Yes, I agree. I think that the moment I realized that I had value, that I was actually attractive, that I wasn't unfuckable, was honestly the most revolutionary moment of my life. It was, like the Matrix red pill, blue pill moment, honestly. And I really had to reach this point in my life, after age 30, where I ran out of fucks to give, as I say. And I just, I stopped caring what people thought of me and my choices, and I decided to do what made me happy, because I realized, at the age of 35, that I had been living my life just to please my parents, and I hadn't done anything to make me happy. I was doing what I was programmed to do, including marriage that, was good on paper, bad in reality.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't realize people live vicariously through us, and we try to appease, because part of I lived a lot of my life for my family, You know, I went to college when
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like going because of my mom's and the whole nine. And sometimes we put unrealistic expectations on ourselves because of other people.
Yes, like I started early in my life doing everything to please my parents. Like I even played the same instrument as my dad when he was a kid, you know, because I was trying to basically, you know, follow his path. And I, you know, I married somebody that, you know, they liked and, you know, I wasn't necessarily into ever. And he just wasn't the right person for me, unfortunately.
Sometimes it takes hard truths to find out real truths, huh?
That's right.
So with that, let's get to the fun shit. So your first hardcore shoot, how did you go about getting it, and who was it with? And tell us about it. Paint the picture.
So I had been, you know, reaching out to various people who worked for the BBW sites, and I
Mm-hmm.
found this one guy who was a cameraman for Plumper Pass, who was filming content, and he was interested in having me come and do stuff. And scene that I did was actually a solo that was posted on
Mm-hmm.
Plumper Pass, and then immediately after that, like, you know, the guy was sitting in the room when I was filming it, but it was Chris Cardio.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my core scene. And I would have to say that it was, you know, it went well and everything. It's just like, you know, I filmed with so many other people and it really opened my eyes, you know, and that week that I was in Vegas shooting a bunch of scenes, I was doing 2 scenes a day. I was, you know, doing the thing where I wake up in the morning. I actually had a hair and makeup artist come out and get me ready. I did a completely different look every day. Then, you know, I do a scene, then I go and take a shower, and then I come back and do another scene. And then I would just go to bed. And it was during the peak of COVID. It was in August of 2020. You know, like every restaurant was closed. Like I was staying at the Mandalay Bay, walking around, just trying to find something that was open so I could get some food to eat. And I just ended up getting a bunch of delivery food. And I got very well acquainted with where to pick it up. So I
So
barely left my room that trip.
I feel that. So when you start doing the hardcore scenes, one, what was your thought process when you was going into your hardcore scene, and then what did you learn afterwards was that how can I put this, that was different from your not different from your misconceptions, but your preconceived conceptions of what
Okay.
a porn scene entailed?
Yes. So there's a definite difference between like sex for fun and porn sex because
Mm-hmm.
you need to do it for what looks good on camera. Like you know need to know how to open for the camera. A lot of people don't go into it knowing how to do that, and it some time to learn how to do it. And you're, you know, the whole time, especially, you know, as the girl, mindful of how you look the whole time, trying to hold your head up, keep your legs open, you know, spread and show everything, make sure that there's lighting on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, you know, like you're not sitting there necessarily enjoying it all the time because, you know, it's just like modeling, you know, regular photo shoots. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not sweating and you're not hurting a little and you're not straining a little, you're not modeling hard enough.
Yeah, so true. Because it's like when you're in front of the camera, you have to be mindful of everything.
Agreed,
And
definitely.
and not only just the camera, but the cameraman. The way that you move, the way you move your body, and the whole
Hmm.
nine. So it's kind of like a dance between that the male talent and the female talent.
Yes, and like you need to, you know, talk before the scene about what you're going to do, like the positions and the where you're going to lay, where you're going to sit, what you're going to do, where the camera person's going to be mindful where the lighting equipment is. If there's like sound equipment, you need to be mindful of that as well. There's just so many considerations. Like people don't realize like how much work goes into just being in a porn scene, let alone filming porn.
Yes, it's a totally different beast.
Yeah.
No air
And there's
conditioning.
like a huge difference too between and a porn scene too. Because a sex
Mhm.
tape, you know, you can just put a camera phone on a tripod, call it a day. But if you're filming hardcore, you need to make sure that, all the bits and pieces are being shown, and, the camera person needs to get up in there and all that. And, when you are fresh and new, you don't necessarily, understand that someone's going to have a camera right up in your pussy.
Yeah. 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 Cause we got to get the good shots off gate.
Yes.
Yeah,
you gotta keep the camera on the prize, basically, so that the eyes are on the prize, because that's what the audience wants to see. They want to feel like they're there. They want to feel like they're looking down, like right at you, like they could imagine themselves doing stuff to you.
So also with that, in a lot of cases, because you've done a plethora of shoots and with major talent and companies, you don't always get the opportunity to actually meet your male talent before you shoot. So with that, speak to the conversation about boundaries, do's and don'ts, and how important it is to get that out there before you shoot.
Yeah, it is incredibly important to have a talk with talent beforehand. Like, even if you only have 5 minutes before the shoot starts, from the minute that they walk in to the minute, the camera's on you, you need to talk about your boundaries, your do's and your don'ts, your likes, your dislikes. You're like, say one of my boundaries is that I don't like to be choked. So I have to tell people not to do that. And I have to tell them that I mark easy, so that if they're going to spank me or something, not to do it too hard. Because otherwise I'm gonna have a big old handprint bruise on my ass.
You got a tender booty, huh?
Yeah.
So, and
I've
also
done
for the
scenes where I had bruises on me. I'll tell you that, though.
Oh my good night. Was that on purpose, or was that pleasurable bruising, or that was just he got a little too happy?
He got a little too happy. Yeah, because there was one scene that I did that is actually, like, unfortunately, my most viewed scene on tube sites got like over 200,000 views now, apparently. But it's with Dan Ferrari, and you can see these bruises on my ass. And they're very visible, like even in just the screenshots that
God,
they
he was
show.
just hitting it.
Well, he's not the one who hit me. I don't even remember where the bruises came from, but they came from somebody, a couple of days beforehand, because I'd been filming a bunch of scenes that same week. But yeah, that's like something that people need to be cognizant of. Is like, if someone marks easy, you can't slap them too hard.
Oh no,
because
you
when
can't.
you're shooting, you're usually shooting on a 2-week test, and so you're trying to cram in as many scenes as you can during that time until your window expires. So people don't just lackadaisically film a scene, wait a few weeks, film another one. No, people usually do them in batches.
Now, speaking about filming scenes, how do you keep up with the demand? Because in this day and age, you have to keep your site updated. You have to film on a regular basis. How do you keep up with that, and how often do you film?
I actually have a huge library of stuff that I have never released, believe it or not. So, I think that some of it has been released by my scene partners, but there's a good amount of stuff out there, well, not out there, but, stuff that exists in the ether that I have shot that I've never posted anywhere. And I've been saving a lot of that up for my own pay site, which should be coming in the next couple of months, hopefully. And at that point, I'm going to have my own subscription hardcore site where you can go and there will be new hardcore scenes posted every week. And everybody can go check it out at curvymary.com. And right now that's just all my links everywhere. You can get my Instagram, my Twitter, my website, my Onlyfans, which is currently not in use, but I'm going to start a new Onlyfans pretty soon. And I think I'm going to do a Loyal Fans as well. But you can get all my social media and my links on curvymary.com currently. But
now,
yeah, I'm going to be doing that.
Now, it's interesting you said standalone site. Let's break into that. Okay. Because a lot of the girls are more just happy with just having OnlyFans or having many videos, what have you. Please explain the reason that, one, why it's important to you to have a standalone site, and two, why a serious porn star needs it.
Well, first of all, if you are only posting on someone else's platform, you don't have the security of knowing that it's always going to be there. If you have your own website, you have something that's not going to be subject to someone else's whims, like OnlyFans. The reason why I stopped posting on there is because I don't like how they keep doing this push and pull thing where they say, oh, we're
Yeah.
not going to allow adult content anymore. Oops, never mind, we changed our minds. Like, I really don't like that. But I've come to realize that people still want OnlyFans. It's a different kind of experience. It's a much more amateurish, solo oriented kind of thing, and it's a little bit more intimate and a bit more of a look into your everyday life than just hardcore scenes, which are people talk beforehand about exactly what they're going to do that follows a typical order of things. Like you may do like 3 to 5 positions plus some oral, and you're usually filming for about 20 minutes, as opposed to OnlyFans where you do little clips where maybe you're playing with yourself for 2.5 minutes, and that's what you post for the day. Maybe some other pictures, and that's about it.
But see, what's interesting is, which I noticed, you noticed this in Miami, because I talked to plenty of girls that went to Miami. The OnlyFans girls want to become y'all now.
Oh, really?
Why do you think they sold them to the Exxxotica? I'm an OnlyFans girl. Why I'm going to a porn? If I'm sitting here trying not to be a porn star, why I'm going to go to the place where the porn stars go?
It depends what you want to do. I think just doing OnlyFans is an entirely personal decision. I mean, I think diversification is incredibly important. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I think that you need to have several streams of revenue, because what I always like to say is that sex work is a bouquet of side hustles that add up to a full-time job. So you need your clip sites, you need your OnlyFans or Loyal Fans or Just for Fans or AVN Stars, whatever you choose. And then you need because it's kind of like, it's the closest thing to it is job security, basically. If you have your own website, it's going to be there. If you put it on, if you use the correct providers and you put it on the right server, it'll always be there. Don't use certain sites that don't like adult content, but be sure to make sure that it's going in the right place and it's got the right people behind it. It's got the right payment processors. Like CC Bill, for example, is actually adult friendly. So use something like that. If you have a webmaster, it's good to have somebody who builds porn sites. Like my webmaster, that's what she does. Like that's her entire job. But she also films scenes for me too. Like 718 Burke next to me, he films my girl scenes, but she films my boy-girl scenes for me. So I have 2 different camera people on call, basically.
This flex has been brought to you by Curvy Mary, ladies and gentlemen. She has a fucking team.
You gotta have, people on
but
call.
I mean, but you're doing the blueprint, to be honest with you. If you want to, it's the blueprint.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
like you gotta have a lot of people that like you can't rely on one person for anything. That's part of diversification. If you have only one person who can ever shoot your content, you're going to be subject to their schedule.
Yeah.
And if you have one person who only ever does, like, say, your hair and makeup, you don't have a backup. You're subject to their schedule. If you don't do your own hair and makeup, you got to have somebody, or you need to learn to do your own. That's very important, because, you got to make sure you look good. And, people need to have a team behind them, because it takes a village to do porn, basically.
I'm going to tell you what's funny. It's like, I can tell that she's meant to be in podcasts because she hit all the points that I was going to hit. I ain't even had to ask the questions at the damn time. But
well, I'm going to have my own podcast very soon, actually, called Dangerous Curves on A Love Media.
See, we getting first on my podcast and everything. God dang, girl, you just on a roll. But speak to but back to the look, okay? Because one thing is, I always said this: ladies should always have a professional look with their shit. It's part of, if you want to do this business, you want to take it. Yeah, I don't care if you're an IG model or you're only fan girl. Sometimes the look can carry you to the next level. Speak to that.
Yes. It really depends on what fan base you're going for because, there are some people who like girls with a natural look. Like, they want you
Mm-hmm.
to have light makeup. I mean, there I'm sure there are people out there who do it with no makeup. I'm not one of
Mm-hmm.
them. I have found through posting photos on my social media that people apparently do not like me without makeup on.
Yeah.
So I've realized that I fall into the category of glamour girl. So I have to make sure I have my hair and makeup like ready and it's got to
Mm-hmm.
look good. And, I have to wear heavier makeup than some people might. And I am not very good at doing my own hair. So I've been trying to learn, but I do have somebody who does my hair and makeup usually.
Mm-hmm.
When I am, doing scenes, if I've, been able to schedule them, well in advance, I reach out to
Mm-hmm.
one person who usually does it for me. So I think it's very important to, have somebody who can do it for you or learn how to do it well yourself. Don't just go to the drugstore and buy a couple of things, put on some mascara and curl your hair and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going for a glamour look, you need to learn how to do glamour makeup. Like I've learned so much better how to do my makeup over the past year. Like I started out not knowing because I grew up with a mom who didn't know how to do her own makeup or her own hair. Like she couldn't teach me how to do it properly. Like she outsourced that to other people. Like my mom, like she would ask friends or she would hire people to teach me. She sent me to finishing school even. It's like I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn
Damn, she
how
sent you
to
to
do.
finish the school.
Yeah, I no, I grew up
I
with a
ain't heard,
bougie white
I
male
ain't
life.
heard that term in so long. That why I chucked. I said finish the school. Boy, I ain't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, no, it's a little ridiculous, but yeah, I definitely came from a privileged background and I'm grateful for it, but at the same time I never really learned how to do my own hair and makeup right. And sometimes people learn by watching YouTube tutorials, sometimes they ask other people to teach them. You can take
Mm-hmm.
classes. You can even get private lessons with makeup artists and hair people. It just depends what you want to do. Or if you're lazy like me, you can hire somebody to do it.
I mean, I'm just saying, hey, like my granddaddy said, if you don't know how to do it, get somebody to do. That we always said.
Yeah, know
So,
how to delegate and outsource.
so now with that being said, because you take that much pride in your look, do you think it kind of helped advance your career more and gave you more opportunities? Because a lot of times, I think if you want to be the part, you play the part, it opens more doors.
Yes, I agree. And sometimes you need to fake it till you make it too.
Mm-hmm.
And also, to ask for opportunities. Don't be afraid to ask people to shoot scenes with you. Don't be afraid to reach out to companies you want to shoot for. Don't be afraid to try to make friends with people in the industry. It's very important, because you are your own best agent, your own best publicist, your own best advocate. You need to
Mm-hmm.
be out there. Like, even if you have people who do work for you, you still, are not going to necessarily be their one and only client unless you're, an A-list movie star. And
Mm-hmm.
even then, I'm pretty sure a lot of them have agents who have other clients too. You are the number one in your own life and you need to still reach for opportunities. Like I was recently in an article in Hustler magazine, and that's because I followed the Twitters of a bunch of writers because I'm trying to get into articles and
Mm-hmm.
get mainstream opportunities and put my name and face out there.
Now, I'm glad she said something. I always said this. You said that you follow a bunch of writers on Twitter, what have you.
Hmm. Yeah.
You follow, and your thought process is, let me see what they're doing that get them in their spot. Why is it that when ladies see girls like yourself, instead of them looking at how you move, they just looking at what you do and they automatically think they can do it too, and to that level?
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions about, the porn industry. People think that the minute you do a scene, you're gonna be making thousands and thousands of dollars, you're gonna be rich, you're gonna go out and get this fancy apartment and buy a brand new car with cash. And, it's really not the way it is. And, and most of the time that's only a handful of girls, and they're usually mainstream, honestly, and they are incredibly lucky a lot of the time. You know, either they came in the right place at the right time, or they've just got a really special personality and look. You know, but you know, timing is important, and you know, putting yourself out there and realizing that a lot of sex workers have vanilla jobs too. But if you want to do exclusively sex work, you need to realize there's a lot of side hustles that add up to a full-time job. Like you need to be on phone sex sites, you need to be doing like Onlyfans, Loyal Fans, AVN Stars, whatever. You need to have your own website. You need to be shooting for companies that have their own websites. You need to be on clip stores. You need to find every single opportunity you can, because diversification is key.
So that's why I like doing these podcasts, because it show you ladies should be taken serious as business women, because y'all are true business women in all intents purposes.
I did go to business school, actually.
Yeah, because they act like some of us didn't come from a college, went to college or graduated. Some of these motherfuckers got doctorates, motherfucker. You can say doctorate.
Yeah. I know a lot of very well-educated people in this industry. And, you know, some of them started out with the in the vanilla world, and then they became sex workers, but some of them are still out there in the vanilla world too. It just depends, because, you know, porn is not guaranteed riches, and people have this misconception that it is, and it totally isn't. It's not as glamorous as you think, and it's a lot of work and a lot of emotional labor and strain. You know, like one thing that, you know, I've really been focusing on lately when I talk to newer girls is you need to be sure that porn is for you. You need to understand the ramifications that it has on your personal, professional, and family life, as well as your relationships. You know, your friends, your family, your partners, whatever may have. It's important that, you know, you're ready for the fallout if it's negative. And sometimes, like me, I was lucky, and people generally received it well. Like my parents still talk to me.
Yeah.
And the way that they found out about it was not the best way, because my ex-husband, this is actually the final straw why I left him, he told my parents what I was doing. And that really was a conversation to have. It is incredibly dangerous.
I hate
And
when people want to take that from you. You know, because I had that happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Where I would be the one to tell my mom or my dad or my sister that I do this, not you. You can't. You don't have that power, and it's sad when people do that.
Agreed. And it also can be incredibly dangerous to unmask a sex worker too. Like if it's with strangers or people that you don't necessarily trust, you know, or just, you know, some men that have an issue with it, it could be incredibly dangerous. You know, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but you need to be ready for the backlash that could come with, you know, your family knowing, with your friends knowing, with, you know, your, you know, and you need to talk about it with your partner first too, if you have a partner, and make sure that they're okay with it.
Because what people don't realize, and I tell any girl this or guy, take that shame and throw it out the door, because it's not going to help you in this business. If anything, it'll hurt you. It'll hinder your money making, your growth, and the experience.
I agree. And you need to realize that I think the vast majority of us, at least a little bit, are exhibitionists. And that's how we get into it. You know, because like I realize that I like someone watching me, and not everybody does. And if you're somebody who only has sex with the lights out, with the blankets pulled over you, and you don't want your partner to see your body, porn is probably not for you.
Oh my God, no, I told you the funniest one, and I'm sorry, I still have yet to hear it. Is anybody in the town gonna see this video?
Yeah.
I had to look at Shorty. Said, you do realize what www dot mean, right? Worldwide.
Yeah, and even if you only put one naked picture of yourself out there in the world, it's going to be there forever, because the internet is forever. As long as humanity exists, the internet will probably be there in some shape or form.
You ain't
It's
never
just the
know.
way our society functions now. So, you could be 80 years old and then somebody's like, hey, grandma, someone told me that you used to be a porn star. Like, what? You need to be ready for that.
Yeah. And deal with it when it comes. Because my mama
Yep.
said it best, don't be ashamed of anything you got to do to feed your family. Now, with that being said, I
Mm-hmm.
got to say this great segue to the next thing I want to holler at you about. Now, you do content trade. You also work with major companies on paid gigs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the content trade, what does a guy, how should he approach you? Two, what he should bring to the table, what cachet he need to bring to the table, what he need to have in place for you to okay and get the blessing for a content trade.
Well, first of all, if I'm going to be doing content trade, I want to make sure that it's somebody who is established talent, which means you
Mm-hmm.
have shot scenes with other people before.
Mm-hmm.
I have had experiences where I've shot with people who were brand new and the footage was unusable. So I am not open to content trade with those people anymore. They have to pay me because if
I'm
I'm going to
sorry,
be
I've
putting
been
in my
there.
time, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's nothing worse that I don't even feel like stepping in. Wasn't expecting to
Mm-hmm.
step in, but had to step in because the rookie couldn't handle business. So stories for 15 years. Lord have mercy, I can tell you. But go ahead.
Yeah, like you know the stories about the guys who like hit up everybody and anybody who's even related to the business. They're like, hey dude, how do I get into porn? Honestly, the way you do it is you start filming yourself having sex with somebody else, and you get some sort of clip site or OnlyFans or what have you, and you start posting it on there because you got to start practicing basically.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to open for the camera. You need to learn how to be cognizant of the camera person. You need to learn how to make sure that your partner looks good too. And you need to not block the camera either.
I'm gonna tell you what I
And
hate. I'm gonna tell
yeah.
you what I hate that dudes do not do. Bert gonna laugh because me and him talked about it. Why don't dudes, when you riding the dick, part the fucking butt cheek so we can see the dick going in the pussy?
Oh boy.
No male talent
That
do that. I'm the only male talent that Richard Mann and I say Rome Major, the only ones that actually fucking think to do that shit during that sequence.
I
You
actually
know what
met
I'm saying?
Rome Major the other day, by the way.
Yeah, I saw y'all had pictures together. That's it. Shouts out to Rome Major,
Yeah.
man. That dude be doing some shit, be doing some work for
No, Rome
years.
Major, he was a gentleman, and
Uh-huh.
I love how consent was so important to him. And like he was
Hmm.
like asking, Burke if he could, like even just hug me, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a respectful fella, you know what I'm saying? But like I said,
Yeah.
but like I said to what you were saying about the guys or what have you, is that it's a difference between when you're working with someone that's experienced because the scene the scene moves better, the flow is better, and it turns out better because it's someone
Yes.
iron steel sharpens steel.
Mhm. Yeah, and then
So
also at the same time, you can't be incredibly nervous either because that does not look good on camera. So that's
oh
where the
no.
practice comes in. Like
And
it
see,
just somebody who's super green is necessarily not gonna have a great scene. So you gotta practice, practice, practice. Just film yourself having sex just to get started. That's all you really gotta do.
yeah, because because one, it gets you not be comfortable with the camera, also give you experience with being in front of the camera. Because at some point you're gonna
Yeah,
start watching the videos and say, okay, I should have did this, I should have did that. Because I know you do that. Because if you're a true
I do
professional like
actually. I
myself,
was about to say that that's incredibly important to do when you're starting out, is to watch your own content and see, oh, this is what I like, this is what I could do better. Don't critique yourself negatively. Say, I would do this differently this way next time, and then keep that in mind.
see that's why I
You don't want to
have
look
time.
at yourself with a critical eye. You want to look at yourself with a positive eye, but also a mindful one. Like, oh, like maybe next time I should look over my other shoulder, or maybe next time I should spread my cheeks or whatever. It's that kind of thing. It's important to see what you do and what you like and what you can do better.
Yeah, because like I said, steel sharpens steel. So now we about to get to the unsexy questions. Yes, I
Okay.
always say this. I said the coochies is listening and dried up, and the dicks done got limp on these questions here. Now,
Are we about to
you
play
have been
Jeopardy?
somewhat like Jeopardy, and the answer is yes, Alex. But so you've been in business how long?
About 18.
18 months. Shit, you still a baby. You still a
I
baby in the
know.
business. You're doing major shit though. You're doing major shit. That
Well,
being
thank
said,
you.
in a short time, I know you experienced the ups and downs of this business, and that's the thing that no one talks about. They always want to talk about the wins, but never the losses. They always want to talk about the success, but never the failures.
Yeah.
And I want you to speak to the ups and downs of the business money wise, and on top of that, paying attention to the numbers, paying attention to what the fans like, and tips on what you can do to boost your sales.
All right. Well, I recently at the Why Not community, which is where I met Real Major. I went to this event in Los Angeles where it was a bunch of industry people. It was an industry focused event, not for fans. And one of the things that somebody mentioned was this site called Athena Stats, where you can go and look and see what the trending hashtags are, what the trending things that people are looking for on clip sites or other websites to see what tags you want to use when you're posting your content. And she said that it had been revolutionary for her. And from that, I realized that it's important to figure out ahead of time what the tags are going to be before you post your content. So not only do you need to be taking requests from your fans, like say, a one request I've been getting a lot lately is they want face sitting content from me. So I've been trying to film that.
Yeah, because you got such a
And
nice big ass, so that's not a surprise.
yeah,
It's the
that and
tall.
anal, but I'm
So,
not going to do anal anytime soon. So
oh, I don't think you even need it, boo boo. Because, like I said, being tall, blonde, and that big booty, you good. You good. You good.
yeah. But yeah, you need to listen to what people want from you, and not every type of content works for everybody. Like, you know, let's say you have really big titties. People are probably going to want to see tit jobs from you. Let's say you have really nice, people are going to want to see foot jobs, and they're going to want to see oily foot stuff. It just depends on what you have to offer and what sells for you. So you need to be cognizant of what people buy from you and create more of that type of content, not just necessarily what you want to film. If you want to make money, you need to film what people want to see from you. So another thing that I've been doing lately is I have been using like a hashtag generator app when I post things to IG. Not Twitter though, mind you, because on Twitter using hashtags can get you shadow banned, and you don't need to give them any more reasons to shadow ban you. But on IG, my stats have been blowing up lately because I have been using relevant hashtags. And you don't want to necessarily use explicit ones either. Like, you want ones that are like kind of sideways relevant to you. Like, say for me, I need to use curvy hashtags, body positive, fashion, plus size model, that sort of thing. You don't want to be up there tagging it BBW because that's a banned hashtag. You don't want to tag like, sexual acts. You don't even want to say booty. You want to use things that will keep you trending and keep you relevant, but not tank your results because you're using banned words essentially. So that was a big tip for social media growth. And another thing that I have been doing lately is posting. Does it leave more to the imagination? Because another thing that is important in trying to grow your social media is making yourself visible, making sure you're not shadow banned on any social media site. Make sure that you're not using tags that keep you pushed down in the results or get you flagged because you want to get the biggest audience possible. So I'm posting more things that leave it to the imagination, and then, you know, like link in bio. You know, people want to go see you. They want to see your website after they found you, and they're like, ooh, I'd love to see what she looks like naked, you know? And if you put it all out there for free, they're not necessarily going to spend money. So I think, for me at least, I don't know if necessarily everybody wants to do it, but for me, I found that it's been successful lately.
I'm over here speechless because she done taught me some shit there. I said, wait a second. Hold on. Let me write this down for a second. Shit. Aquafina? What? What? Okay. See, but see. Also, that's the thing, because I noticed this after the Onlyfans shit. More people is now starting to come out with the spaces where they're now trying to educate people on how to move adult film. That was never present prior. Because
that's the current experiment on Twitter anyway.
Yeah, because me, when I came in, and I'm old, you had to find a producer. You had to find somebody willing to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Or give you the knowledge, or turn you on, per se, period. And I think that it's important for the educational stuff to be out there, because it's too easy to get into business now. Just having a cell phone and a dildo for the ladies, especially for women. See, our path is totally different. That's why we have a little bit more longevity than women, because we have to come in treating it as business, because we got to find a piece of pussy to fuck.
Yeah, but you also don't get paid as much either. That's another problem.
Nah. Shit, at all, hardly. When you say shit, to that's a rant. That's a rant. I did umpteen times on that.
Yeah. No, I think honestly, like, everybody should be paid the same rate. Regardless of, what you're filming, like, if you're skinny, big, male or female, no matter, if you're trans, it doesn't matter. I think that, there should be much more, like, reasonable and cohesive pay rates across the board, because I think it's really discriminatory the way it is right now. And honestly, something a lot of people don't know, BBWs get paid about half as much as mainstream girls.
Oh,
and there's a lot fewer sites out there for us to be on too.
Baby, you need to go back and listen to my episode on BBWs in Hollywood and porn. That just didn't start. Okay, let's just make that clear. Hell, they barely wanted to give y'all a AVN award, which I understand they ain't even doing that this year.
Well,
period.
I was educated recently. Exxxotica Awards that used to be a thing, and they had a bunch of puns for the categories, and the one for the BBW category was called Hungry Hungry Hottie, and that I can get why so many people had a problem with that.
They were called the Biggie Awards in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not Biggie Smalls, but the Biggie Awards.
The Biggie Awards, yes.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I can see why that's a problem too.
It's like, also, you missed the Feeder Feed. You would have hate. Oh God, that shit made me cringe. I used to hate that, but
yeah,
for another day. But like I said, I mean, but the beauty of it is that the BBWs are right now, actually, to me, probably the top money makers in many ways, and making the most. And because the reason why I'm saying that, when I look at it, them the girls that really been standing out, been making noise more so than that of the smaller models.
I mean, it's definitely trendy right now. Like, it's definitely a growing niche, but it's still a niche. And I think that we don't get as much respect as we necessarily should. And I feel that society looks down on it more than it really should, because, there's a lot of guys that, that will happily date and fuck big girls in their real life. So I don't see why there's not more legitimacy out there for us.
You saw Brazier just shot a BBW, and look how long it took them to get to that point.
Yeah.
Which
I know.
I'm
I would
gonna
love to
say,
shoot for them.
no, look, I'm gonna say it. Now I don't give a fuck. They did it because they were throwing shit against the wall, and Bert knew what I'm talking about. because at the end of the day, trust me, the big mainstream company did backflips when OnlyFans said we're shutting down the sex workers. They said thank you, because this is the era of the content creators. Because
Yes.
even to the point that mainstream Hollywood, their big releases don't even get the attention like that of what y'all get on Twitter. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of it moved to that, but it also took away what made porn great to me, which was taboo. Because
Yeah,
it became
but
so
but at the same time, I think that it's good though that this era of the content creator, as you call it, has been lending more legitimacy to people, taking nude photos of themselves. Like, I think that in the future on dating sites, they're gonna have like a spot where you put in your OnlyFans or whatever link and allow nude photos, because normal people are doing it now. There's the soccer mom down the road. There's, the girl next door. There's everybody you went to high school with who does it now. It's pretty hard to throw a rock and not find someone who's on OnlyFans.
Now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be the interesting switch of this. Okay. Ladies like you is gonna benefit in the next 5 years heavily. And I'm gonna tell you why. See, everybody get close to wherever you listen to this, you're gonna be like, oh, because amateur, we're in the content age, which in turns, one has cheapened the porn. There's no denying that. Cheapened the quality. Okay. All right. Ladies like you who do high quality is gonna stand out more now than they did 5 years ago because the amateur OnlyFans is dictating how porn is being shot nowadays. Versus when I came in, mainstream dictated it. Meaning you better have a camera and you better have lights.
Yeah. At the very least, get a ring light and a tripod,
I'm
if you're
just
going to start
saying,
shooting stuff.
Lie to you not. I showed a porn star a fucking digital camera and said, I'm gonna film this tonight. This the future. She told me get that fake camera out my fucking face and get a real camera.
I can't tell you how much I dislike shooting like scenes on a phone. Like, yes, phones have better quality video nowadays, but nothing beats the quality of a good DSLR or a video camera. And you need to have it edited nicely. You need to put on a title card, maybe throw on some music. I think that it's very, very important to have like high quality, good production value stuff, even if you're making it yourself and it's just content trade. I think that you need to put in the effort. Like, you have to put it out there what you want to be. If you want everything just to be amateurish and that's the brand you're going for, hey, film it on your phone. Get a ring light from Amazon for $10, whatever. But if you want to film high quality content, you need to go out there and get a good camera. You need to get some panel lights or some umbrella lights. You need to get like a gimbal or something. You need to invest in editing software for video and photos and all this stuff. You need to pay for photo shoots, which is important too. Because I'm sure you've noticed that it's very important to me that I post high quality photos. And I don't really like posting selfies very much, but because
it's part of being on brand, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
It's a brand that she has established that she wants to keep. Because once again, we didn't see her OnlyFans. We saw her with major shit. Yes. So if I saw you doing major shit, I bet not see you doing bullshit because you just killed my fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, I don't want to poo-poo the, amateur content, because it is still the number one most searched keyword. But, like you said, it's branding, and
But see,
making
with
sure that you're
amateur,
putting out there what you want to put out there.
but see, with amateur, this is what people not understanding. They're not saying amateur as in the way it's being filmed. No, they mean it amateur as in motherfucker, you don't shoot for AVN. That what the term amateur really posted meant.
I don't know. I think there's quality differences too.
Yeah. I mean, don't get it twisted. You have pro-am, which that what I was considered, and it back in the day, what the ladies now the BBW stars be considered for the most part. Then you had your straight amateur where they do with the cell phone. You feel what I'm coming from? Because the reasoning why cell phones is not good because small.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm sorry. I rather shoot with a 12 megapixel Kodak than to shoot with the best fucking iPhone possible, because I'm not gonna get the same effect. I don't give a fuck how much editing you do.
Yeah.
And
putting a story to it too is important, not just the quality of the equipment you're using.
Yeah, because people still want the fantasy.
Yeah. They want to see a build-up.
Because regardless of the fact, they want to see a girl that they can't touch until they can fantasize jerking off to her. Because the fantasy, because it's like, I mean, isn't that wrong with having a different mixture of amateur? But I tell girls, you better have some professional looking shit on your shit, because it's about longevity. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The girls like the Sarah J's, like Platinum Pussy, like that Cherokee Diaz, Eliza Allure. These ladies did decades because they was on a professional level. They kept a professional look. And sometimes the ladies that come in do not understand that. Because if you want to make money, you gotta look like money.
Yeah, and there's and with that, there's also, you need to understand that you need to sometimes like invest money to make money too. Like you need to invest money to buy good equipment, to hire people to shoot it for you, to hire people to do your hair and makeup, to buy lingerie so you're not shooting the exact same outfit every time. I can go into all different places you can buy lingerie for cheap. An episode on my podcast, resources for where to buy plus size lingerie at good prices. And I've been lucky that I've gotten sex worker discounts at various adult stores. Like I got one here in Las Vegas that gives me 30% off, and that's great. I had one back in California where I was getting discounts too. So it's important to build a network, and to invest money, and to put in the work necessary, because if you come at it half-assed, it's going to look
half-assed. See, can I put you down as a smoke buddy? That you'll be back on later episodes?
Sure.
And hopefully I will have the pleasure of being on your podcast. Actually, I want to bring you back for an episode so we could talk about your podcast and talk about podcasting. Because it's I love hearing that someone that does what I do is about to do a similar path as me. And that's beautiful, because I'm just saying this right now. We about to make a new genre of fucking podcast called the Porn Podcast.
Yeah.
We're talking about porn topics, porn business ethics. We're not just talking about people sucking a dick and eating pussy. We want to kill the misconception that these women, they're not dumb. These men are not dumb. We are
there's plenty of educated people out there too.
Yes. And so when I hear her, Lily Craven, you know what I'm saying? Check out her podcast, phone sex with Lily Craven. You know what I'm saying? Hanky Panky podcast with my girl Coraline Jewel. You know what I'm saying? you know, I'm seeing a lot of these podcasts popping up, and it's feeling fucking good as shit, yo. Tell everybody what the name of your podcast is going to be.
Dangerous Curves with Curvy Mary. It's going to be on A-Love Media, coming very soon. And I'm going to have a website for it that's going to redirect to my page on alovemedia.com at dangerouscurvespodcast.com. And people can find me now at curvymary.com, or my Twitter direct link is curvymary8, and IG is curvymary8xx, and the X's are lowercase.
See, I ain't had to say my usual. Tell everybody where to find you. She just, that's how you know she's built for this podcasting business. And I'm looking forward for us to collab on a whole bunch of episodes for real.
I do a lot of podcasts,
and I got you.
So I've got the elevator speech down. That's what they call it.
Well, trust me, I will help you. Hey, me and you gonna do some business together for real.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely some serious collabos. So people, you know how we end this all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke this over. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.